wow, like this is new levels of, what would you call it? New levels of showing up as you are. Literally, look at my mane. Like, are you joking? Wow. Anyway, I just wanted to give my hair a bit of break from like the curl stuff that I put in it because it's a bit dry after being done. Anyway, hello. I haven't done an update for Artist Way for just a week. It feels like a couple of weeks, but it's not. So I just finished week 10, which was really good. It was about understanding your purpose and understanding the strength and determination behind your purpose, which is really nice. And it made me really reflect on why I'm doing what I'm doing and why I'm living the way I am now in comparison to how I used to live. Anyone that knows me knows that I lived a pretty reality-driven life for a long time, and that was like between the ages of 21 and 28, I would say. My experience between that period of my life was really quite intense. And while I don't regret any of it, because obviously I was meant to experience all of it, I look back and in comparison to the life that I live now, it's very polar opposite. Yeah. And as I'm currently doing my morning pages this morning, and I was like, I just have to record like right now. And as I'm sitting here recording, I'm having a channel come through that speaks to old earth and new earth, and I'm going to try and articulate it for you. So through all of my channels, a lot of my own personal experience comes into the way that I understand the channel and sometimes express it. I'll express things to you through my own experience, but also I can take the channel, understand it through my experience, and then articulate it in a way that helps you understand more so from your end, your experience. So it's a bit of both. My channels work in different ways. And the one that I was receiving this morning was like, obviously a comparison of my old life and the life that I'm leading now. But in conjunction with old earth and new earth. And obviously, for a long time, the ethers have said, that our worlds will separate into two different dimensions. And as woo as it sounds, it's true. Personally, I've felt the shift internally and externally within my reality, and I still feel it to this day, every day. And part of my role as a human here is to bridge the gap between the 3D earth and the 5D earth, which is old and new, right? 3D is the reality that we currently are living at the moment. It's the work, it's the doing, it's the all of the things that have to be done, or that we think have to be done in order for us to receive in this life. And the new earth is all of the things that we get to experience and or receive from within our lives. And I'm trying to think of an example. Okay. So for a really long time, I lived my experience through the lens of, this is 3D me, ready? For a really long time, I expressed my reality through what was happening to me. So if it was the job that was draining me, if it was the relationship that wasn't working, if it was they're telling me that you mentioned the medical experience that I had, if it was sickness, all of the things, right? And in this reality, the opposite reality that I live now, I sharpened my lens to focus more on what I can receive from my experience as opposed to how it was making me feel. So, and I'm going to use the same examples. I can't remember the middle one already. So work is work, and it helps me create a steady income in terms of driving me closer towards what I actually want, right? And while I resisted it for a long time, the easiest thing that I could have done for myself at that time of resistance was let it in. And I did. And from that experience, it shifted my perspective to allow what was being presented in front of me in my reality to give to me or help me receive what I needed in order to create what I wanted for myself. Oh my God, I hope that makes sense. Holy shit. Sometimes my channels don't make sense, but sometimes they do if you really like sit and think about them. My medical experience was my medical experience. And I still have a little bit of resistance there to that. For a long period of my life, I felt physical pain. And while I still at times now feel physical pain, not in the same aspects, but just in general, I know that they're more so connected to things that I'm experiencing as opposed to things that are happening to me. So for example, I suffered with endometriosis for a really long time. Felt like a really long time anyway. It was between the ages of 21, probably 22, and I would say 27, 28 until my Saturn return. And when I turned 28 and started going through my spiritual awakening, I started uncovering the real reasons of, or the energetic reasons as to why I was experiencing what I was experiencing. And when I shifted my perspective and perceived my experience to be an effect of something that had happened to me earlier in childhood life, it sharpened absolutely everything for me in terms of my health. And so now when I feel discomfort in my body, I don't necessarily go, okay, what on my external reality is happening for me to experience this? It's more so, what am I feeling internally that is causing my body to react in this way? Anyway, I'm getting lost. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that there is a real shift between old and new earth. And for me as a human, I have to, or the purpose that I have in my incarnation currently is to bridge the gap between the two. There are people that are still experiencing that old way of life, and that allowing reality to happen to them and not having any control. And what I want to do for people is be able to bring them into a state of awareness that allows them to experience their reality as something that's happening for them in every single moment. It doesn't matter what it is, because while it can be really tricky for us to have the awareness of, you know, things happening for us in the moments that they are happening for us, we tend to get really lost in the physical nature of what's happening and not have the conscious awareness to understand that maybe this is happening for a reason for me instead of against me, because it's not physically what I want in that moment. Oh my God, I hope that makes sense too, Jesus. So week 10 was great. Week 10 was great. Week 11 I'm currently on at the moment, and it was beautiful, and I'm still enjoying it. Like, still reading all of the things and doing all of the morning pages. But yeah, it's been interesting. This book's been really, like, I knew when I took on this book that I would, a different part of my soul's essence would come to the forefront for me to experience, and it has. And now I'm about to go and, like, live my dream is the way that I'm experiencing it. And create an experience for myself that I know I will benefit and or receive the goodness of whatever I've come here to experience through what I'm creating for myself. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm pumped. Pumped is an understatement, but I'm also sitting here enjoying the cloudy skies, like you can see it behind me, right? Enjoying the cloudy skies still, and just the cold weather, because obviously this won't be my reality really soon. It'll be very different to what I'm experiencing. But nonetheless, either of them, this physical reality or the reality that I experience when I'm over in Bali, is the same. It's the, yeah. I have love for either reality. And I'm just grateful that I get to experience both of them whenever I want to. Yeah. Yeah, there's been a lot of gratitude this week. So much gratitude, but yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna go. I've got a day today. I've got to do everything today. Before my 6 a.m. flight. And yeah, I guess the next time you'll see me, I'll be sitting. What does it be? I guess the next time you'll be seeing me, I'll be sitting behind a jungle, or in a jungle somewhere, in the sun. My videos will look a little bit different, but again, both beautiful realities. Okay. Peace, love, harmony. And Bali, here I come.